Welcome to another laruan ni Obi-Wan Playtime. Okay, so in this video, we're going to tweak the G.I. Joe Classified Series Legacy Edition Police Emergency Service Unit, or the Police Officer ESU. This is the design from G.I. Joe Classified Series. The way that they would like to portray a patrolman, a riot police, and a SRT officer, all in one. But I would just like to concentrate on one configuration of this action figure. It's going to be on the riot police side, because I already have a SRT. So in the form of Shockwave, I also have this guy, which I configured to a patrol officer. Okay, from different G.I. Joe Classified Series parts and accessories. We also have a video review of the recipe of this action figure build. We also have two K9 officers. So yeah, the only thing that I don't have is a riot police. Okay, so enter the configuration that I was talking about. Here you go. Okay, so very different from the design of G.I. Joe Classified Series. Okay, so I also talked to some of my buddies in law enforcement for guidance. Okay, so let's do a quick 360 view of this action figure. Okay, so changes. So take a look at the lower part of the action figure. Okay, so where's my pointer? Okay, here you go. So man briefs, the legs, boots, that is from G.I. Joe Classified Series Viper. Okay, there you go. So they had a switch off legs or man parts. Okay, so from this section down, this section down, except for the belts, of course. There you go. So they both receive upgrades. Okay, so just a quick look at my desk, review desk Cobra Viper. Okay, weapon. Okay, to thicken out that barrel, so just rubber tubing. And to thicken out that magazine, yeah, I already also discussed that in a previous video. Okay, so concentrating back on the riot police that we have. Okay, so that baton, we're using a different baton, not the PR24 that is supplied with that action figure. Okay, so the PR24 is already with my patrol officer. Okay, so actually it's a great design for a baton, the PR24, because for distance you have this configuration, for close quarters this configuration, you have a jabbing side front and a protective side for your forearm, and also you have a jabbing side on this section. Okay, yeah, so actually still not obsolete, still used with other police divisions in other countries. Okay, very effective design. Okay, so going back to that, so that baton, Actually, that is from McFarlane DC Multiverse Robin figure. Okay, so the other side of that, or the other length, is from this is already taken by this action figure. There you go. There you go. Okay, so take a look at the, so actually this end and that end, that's the stuff of Robin, McFarlane DC Multiverse Robin. Yeah, so what I did was just to cut it in half. So I have one for my Alley Viper and the other one for my Riot Police Officer. Okay, so let's put this guy to the side. Now let's take a look at the kit. Okay, so we adjusted the camera. Okay, so changes on the vest. So where did the pouch go? Not pouch, but the holster go. We cut it off. Where did the radio go? Okay, so we still have the mic and receiver, but yep, so just follow the trail and there you go. So it's glued on the back. So moving to the belt, we also took off the holder for the links. What do you call this? The handcuffs. Okay, so we place a medical kit here for the police officer, or the Riot Police Officer, his own personal med kit. Now where did that come from? That is from the accessory that comes with this action figure. Okay, there you go. So with an X-Acto knife, we just cut that off, and with 3M double-sided tape. There you go. So that's how it's mounted there. 3M double-sided tape. Okay, so moving toward, so that pouch comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Mass Device Breaker. That pouch comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Mass Device Breaker. So with that pouch, also Mass Device Breaker, that is a bandolier accessory from Dark Lawn, G.I. Joe Classified Series Dark Lawn. So that is a body camera. Okay, here you go. So on these pouches, he could store non-lethal crowd dispersal devices, such as flashbangs or smoke grenades or whatever. Or he could possibly carry 2 bottles of water, and rest of the packets, the 2 remaining packets, he could just stuff padding material for protection of the body, or just possibly fill this up with padding material for protection of the body. Okay, or 4 bottles of water, depends. Of course, if you're going to wear this kind of suit that is a heat magnet, you're going to feel like you're really being cooked inside that suit. So hydration is a must. Okay, so yeah, this is from the action figure, except for these 2 items, 1 and 2. So that is from G.I. Joe Classified Series Shockwave. So the shin guards of Shockwave. Okay, so we just hit up the boot section, or the calf and the leg, and we took that thing off, the shin guards, and converted that to a arm protector, ball of the arm protector. Okay, that is also shockwaves to this piece. Forearm protector, shoulder protector. But on this side, we don't have any devices, these two devices, because we already have the shield. Also provides dexterity and relief for the riot police officer, not being strapped by too many protective devices, which is a heat magnet. Yeah. Okay, so what other item did I place on this action figure? I think that's it. Very simple action figure Kitbash build. Yeah, really loving design, because anyway, this body cover, I don't like to use it, because what's the use of having this on, and it covers a lot of the details on the vest of the action figure, and it makes the figure look drab or plain. Yeah, so what's the use of having this thing displayed, and you lose a lot of visual for the details on the body of the action figure. Okay, there you go. So very simple bash of this time a riot police officer. Yeah, especially loving those boot sets on this action figure. So we have areas to really enforce personal protection, padding for the thighs, or additional padding. There you go. On the side, well, we also have padding there. So with a nail polish remover, so we just took off the red paint, whatever red paint that we could take off on the side. Okay, on that side too. Okay, so that's it. Oops, and I forgot one other configuration that I did for this action figure. Okay, so yeah, so let's raise that arm. Okay, and this item is secured by elastic cordage. Yeah, so just put a little glue on top here and the other end over there, and that's a strap. And the elastic cordage, that's flat, so the arm won't be triangular this way. It's more flush to the side of the body. Okay, now, so we could still raise that up for the pose, and we're moving towards that section. Okay, so that accessory. Okay, so we have a non-lethal device there, stun gun. Okay, so instead of the flare gun, well, in the US it is I think it's not part of a riot police gear, or in a stun a flare gun is used, but this, yeah. Okay, so this is housed on that holster. And how did I configure that? Strap off, but yeah, not on the side, just strap off on this part. And actually we use the holder to glue onto this piece. Okay, so that is nice and secure. We also added a little bit of glue underneath there, yeah, to connect this piece to the underside, the lower side of the belt. Of course, you have to take the figure apart, work on gluing the part belt and the holster before placing it back on the action figure. Okay, so as you could see, nice and flush. Okay, so where's that stun gun? Okay, so we're putting it back on the holder that way. Okay, so of course for extra cartridges, so we have those pouches, and those pouches. Yeah, works. Okay, so this is my current law enforcement kitbashes. Yeah, okay. So from left to right, so Shockwave represents SRT or Special Response Teams, or the old acronym SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. We have our K9 officer, Baton Junkyard, my version of Baton Junkyard. And we have our riot police officer and our patrol officer. So if you like this video by laruan ni Obi-Wan, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.